You were there for me when I was weak and I'd fall to my knees. So now that I can breathe, I'll carry you farther. Take my hand, follow my lead. You were there for me. Take my hand, follow my lead. Now that I can breathe.
There's times where it's hard because I watch Lynn go into the research mode, take an MRI or a spinal fluid sample and all these technical terms. And I watch you going to do that, and it's really hard because I think in a way you're kind of looking for some good news.
Yeah, because I'm like, listen, there is hope at the end of this tunnel.
And yet most of the research, I'm imagining, doesn't exactly take you down the hope path.
Well, sometimes knowing what to expect is also their security in that too, as weird as that sounds. Mm-hmm. Right?
So that's a hard thing because, like for me, I'm the patient. So if something happens to me, well, I've moved on to a good spot. But then Lynn's got to think about it from the perspective of how am I going to now manage without you?
Right.
How do I pay the bills? How do I take care of the kids? How do I? And so we have...
You're gonna make me cry again, Michael.
We have organized ourselves. So there is a good list. And like I would say this to anybody. It's like, where's your bank accounts? Where's your passwords? Like,
the thing is, I don't really think about that.
I know, but just because you don't think about it doesn't mean it's not necessary.
Right, I think about things like, who's gonna be here? Like, I don't want to be by myself. I think about who's gonna drive the kids to something because I'm a really bad driver in the snow. I think about who's gonna be my partner. I think about
sleeping alone.
Yeah, although you do snore, so that wouldn't be so bad. I think about like these kids, they need their dad. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are, you need your parents. Like, you could be 50 and you still need your dad. Well, I'm 55 and I still need my dad, clearly. I think about how would I take care of this house. I think about how would I run a business. How would I eat because you feed me? I would probably starve.
I do worry about that.
You do worry about that?
Yeah.
Really? You're like, she's gonna eat popcorn
No, I
every
have.
day.
I've actually thought about it many times.
You
It's like,
have?
okay, I'm gonna make sure that all the maintenance is taken care of for a
Gosh,
couple of
could you do
years.
that? Like,
I'll
I don't
figure
know
out
what
who
eat.
the
You're gone
chef
for the
is
day.
that's gonna bring in some food for you.
Like, when you go away for a day, I don't
where
eat.
how I lose sleep. You lose sleep for different
Right?
reasons than me.
Like, I worry about who I'm gonna get. Just go and like you're so easy to just sip aside and we just do nothing. I like that. I worry about just like that ease of life, I just worry like I think it'd be lonely,
I mean, how would I mean, I've put myself in your shoes too for this, thinking about that. Like, what if I was left, without you?
Well, no one could ever fill my shoes. Odds.
Well,
It'd be impossible to fill my shoes.
that's right. And so I think the truth of the matter is that at least we have time to like process. So for example, having these conversations in the long run, it's a conversation that we're actually having. But if I went out and got hit by a car and we never had these conversations, then there's all these other unknowns. So I guess it just says take advantage of what you've got, and in terms of time and have like the conversations that you want to have, and just don't go about your merry day just going about your merry day and not getting real about stuff.
Well, what if you already do that, which we do? And what if you already enjoy every moment? And even though that may sound cliche, which we do, because we have awesome days together. We love and appreciate all that we have around us. What if also the other side of that, it's like this, like, it's the not knowing, so it's like this like long drawn out, like, really? Like, now it's like when you could see something coming flying at you and it's in slow motion and you're like, ugh. Sometimes that can be a little scarier. Like if you get hit by a bus, boom, you're gone. You're like, okay, well, maybe I didn't have all my passwords all lined up and all my ducks weren't in a row.
I guess the thing about the human spirit is that we've gained years. I mean, we're lucky that we've had all the years that we've had.
Because we're only 29 now.
And because a lot of people in our situation wouldn't have had that.
No,
So every day really is a blessing.
As we move along this windy road, together we'll navigate life as we go. We've been through it all, just you and me. Father, it's time to finish our story.